Hi, welcome. I'm Wendy Hayden, and today we're going to talk about poop candy. So not candy made of poop, thank goodness, but candy that helps you to poop. So it is made with chocolate chips. These are non-dairy and gluten-free, since gluten and dairy are two really common culprits in the battle with constipation. I have videos about those. I'll link them in the description below. You can check them out later. And coconut oil. And so it's a super easy recipe to make, and they're really tasty. So picky eaters, kids who, you've got sensory issues, all sorts of things, or just adults, because they taste really good. And using this coconut oil, you want to look for a cold pressed organic virgin coconut oil. So this is an option that is really welcomed by kids. So you're not going to be fighting them, trying to get them to eat something that they don't want or that tastes bad. And the way it works, and I want to show you, I've got these absolutely adorable little silicone molds, and you can see they look like the little poop emoji. And so we're going to use those today to make our poop candy, because kids think they're hilarious. You can also make them, and I have some heart-shaped silicone molds. They have Lego-shaped silicone molds on Amazon, all sorts of cute things. But the way this works is the coconut oil is going to lubricate the stool and the intestines. So it is going to go around and it's going to coat that, and it's going to make it easier to pass. And there's also an ingredient in coconut oil that helps to stimulate the bowel and move that stool through the intestines and help it to come out. So these are super effective. You can use coconut oil in lots of different ways. You can use it to cook in, like if you're going to make something fried or anything like that. It tolerates high heat, so it doesn't break down like olive oil and some other oils. You can use MCT oil, which is a more refined version of coconut oil, but it stays liquid. So like if you want to mix it into a smoothie or something like that, that is a way to get the same benefits for constipation relief. Using MCT oil instead of coconut oil, because you can see this coconut oil, it room temperature, it generally is firm. There's a little bit of liquid in the bottom because I've been holding it. And in the summertime, you're going to find that your coconut oil is going to get liquidy and clear. So the trick with these candies, when you make them, is that they need to be stored in the fridge or the refrigerator. And there's a slightly different texture depending on how cold they are and how frozen. But, they're going to stay at room temperature pretty well. But they're going to start, as soon as your children or yourself, you start handling them, they're going to get melty. So they just generally work better if you store them in the fridge or freezer. Now, if you keep your house really cold, you might not need to do that. But if it starts to get it warm in the summer, or you have your heat on, you might come back and find just a puddle of melted coconut chocolate. So it's just better generally to store them in. And if you want them a little softer, just get them out a few minutes before you want to eat them. And you're going to I can't tell you exactly how many it's going to take to have a bowel movement. Nobody really knows that. It's going to depend on so many different things, and especially how backed up you or your child are. So you're just going to have to experiment and try to figure out, how many you need. And then for maintenance, you're going to, be able to kind of document that and figure out, generally, in the size of the mold and all those kinds of things, that we need to have so many in the morning or before bed at night. And then we'll have a bowel movement from it. So I'm going to show you how we make this now. Okay, so what we're going to do to make the chocolate coconut poop candy, I'm going to use this small crock pot. It's like a 3-cup crock pot. You can use this. You can use a double boiler on your stove. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt equal parts of these chocolate chips that we talked about before and coconut oil. So we're going to take these and we're going to put them in and just let them basically melt together. Oops, there's a few more in there. And it's not going to take very long. It melts pretty quickly and pretty easily. And we're going to take that and we're just going to put that into the crock pot, and we're going to let it sit there until it melts over a few minutes. And we'll be back. so here you go. We've got our poop candy, our chocolate coconut oil poop candy. And you can see they get a little bit melty over time, but here's the cute little silicone mold makes this design. You can buy them in all sorts of different shapes, but I thought the poop shape was funny, the poop emoji. I have a link to this down below in the comments if you want to find that, but there's lots of other ones too. So you're going to want to have your child or yourself take these to bowel tolerance. And I have a video on bowel tolerance that I'll link to here at the end, and it'll be down in the description. And they're super tasty. They're really good. I have lots of variations of them. I have a cookbook that you can get on Amazon, a constipation and cookbook and gut healing cookbook that has this recipe, but it also has a lot of other variations on this poop candy and some other food that is, helpful to have a bowel movement or also to work on healing the gut damage that's been done. So I hope that you guys like these. I hope you think they're fun. They're super cute. They're very tasty. You want to store them in either the freezer or the fridge. The texture will change a little bit depending on whether you put them in the freezer or in the refrigerator. So it depends on what you or your child like. Texture wise, and as they sit out for a little bit, they're going to get soft, and as you can see, I've been holding it here under the lights for a couple minutes and my fingers are going to start getting melty. So that's just part of the thing because they have so much coconut oil in them, but they're a great way to get coconut oil into picky eaters of all ages, and they just taste really good. So I've had reports back from moms that ate a few while they were making them and then had a meeting and decided that those were probably not the right thing to have before you go into a meeting where you can't just excuse yourself, because they do work really well. And so the recipe is super easy. And as I said, I have lots of alternatives in my constipation cookbook, and that there's also one that is coconut free. So if you have a coconut allergy in your family, there's an alternative recipe in that cookbook. So I hope that this has helped you. I have a free workbook that I have linked down below, and it will help figure dosing, whether you're using the poop candy, whether you're using magnesium, whether you're using my electrolyte drink, whatever it is. And it's going to help you to figure out how to dose your child or yourself so that you are having 1 to 3 bowel movements a day, because that is our goal. So if you're skipping a day, skipping 2, 3 days, 4 days, that is really not good for your body, and you don't want to do that. So if you want that, it's free. The link is down below. And thank you so much. If this video you found helpful, please click the like button. That helps me a lot, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, and have a great day.